Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back. Today it's going to be all about interest rates.
Oh, yes. And I think everybody's well aware that we've been experiencing 7% interest rates for quite a while now. It looks
Ouch.
like they're here,
Yeah.
and they have definitely had an impact. Um, but I think if you watch the news, you don't realize that Northern Virginia is a little different. And while we have been impacted by the higher mortgage interest rates, I
Sure.
don't think we've been impacted in exactly the same way.
No, you're right. I think some would say that the Northern Virginia market is actually insulated from the rest of the impact that the country feels.
Yes, yes. And one of those areas is in the demand, buyer demand. Um, Whereas I think a lot of buyers are really facing an affordability issue.
Yeah.
So when you look at what they could have afforded just 1 year ago when interest rates were around 3%, and now it's at 7%, the amount of house they can buy has really gone down. And I think it's discouraged a lot of
Yeah, it
people.
has. And we talked about that on a recent video that I think that people still have an interest in purchasing, but the cost, the affordability has made a quite an impact. And we focus a lot of attention again now and maybe some of the blame on these interest rates, right?
Yeah. And again, you would think like what's happening around the rest of the US is that that would slow buyer demand and kind of bring the market down, which it has to some
Yeah, no
respect.
doubt.
But I'm surprised by the amount of demand we still have. We are still seeing multiple offers. You're still seeing some contingencies being waived. But just the fact that we're getting multiple offers, I think says a lot for this area and the strength of the housing market.
Yeah, and this morning I just heard a report and along those same lines with regard to demand. I think that the kind of the traditional news wants to give the impression that the demand is falling off. And one of the reports again that I heard was that the applications for mortgages has reached its low of 28 years.
Wow.
So I think what the news was implying is that buyers' interest has waned and they're not interested in, of course, obviously making mortgage applications means they're not interested in buying houses. I don't think we believe that. We
Mm-mm.
believe that there's probably two major factors to curb those applications. One, higher interest rates are not leading to a lot of refis,
Correct.
obviously.
Correct.
And secondly, it's inventory, right?
That's
I
true.
mean, inventory, I think, is a major component to the fact that our buyer sales are going down or they've reached kind of lows that we haven't seen for a while.
Yes, with fewer options, you have more people trying to compete for the same house.
Yeah.
And we've been hearing over and over that sellers don't want to give up their 3%, 4% mortgage interest rates to sell their house and then have to find somewhere to live. But the reality is that's not the only reason people are selling their
No, because
homes.
there's still situations that we run into all the time in which there are sellers who are putting properties on the market. And, there's a number of different reasons why they do that, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's job relocation.
Sure.
They want to be closer to family. Something has happened in their
And
life.
we've talked about it before, lifestyle changes, right?
Lifestyle
Kind of move
changes.
from maybe the city to take on more of a country personality.
Yes,
You know how we love the
yes.
country.
And we talked about that as well in the last video. I think for some sellers, this is actually a really good market to see the opportunity that if they're living in $1 million house closer to Washington, D.C., and you know, all they have left on their balance of their mortgage is maybe 150,000, the net profit they can have, the net they can get out of that house is so much. They could probably move west, get something smaller because the
Yeah.
kids are all gone. It's just,
Or maybe
you know,
even rent for a
or
while
even
and see
rent
what
for a
happens with
while.
the interest rates in case, because we often joke, marry the property but date the interest
That's
rates.
right.
As long as you can afford that, or if you're in a position where you can keep some money in the bank, wait this out a little bit,
Yeah.
start to see the interest rates. Because we sat in our sales meeting yesterday, and
Uh,
our in-house mortgage officer, Ron Tenchert, kind of gave us some optimism with regard to the prospect that we may start to see. I know we've talked about this a good deal,
mhm.
and it really has not happened, but we're hopefully, on the 13th, we're going to start hearing maybe some inflation news
Yes.
that may not be in the threes again. That's what they're anticipating. We'll have to wait to see.
Yes.
And of course, we have another indicator this month from the Fed that will be a little later in September, in which we hear whether they will continue to tick those rates up. But I think we're all optimistic that maybe we actually will start to see a decline in the interest rates.
Yes, for sure. And in terms of home prices, it's another factor I think that makes Northern Virginia very different from the rest of the news that you're hearing. Most other places are experiencing home prices going down. And we have, but only really recently within the last 2 months. All the other reports that we have been seeing and putting out and talking about every week is that month over month, the home prices kept going higher, and year over year, the home prices just kept going high.
Right.
It's only these last 2 months, the end of July and the end of June. I think in the end of June, we went down 1% from the previous month. In July, it was 3% from the previous month. But every other month, the home prices kept going up. So I think, again, it says something about the strength of this market. And again, like you said, it's probably supply and demand. There's more people looking for that they're going to outbid each other.
Well, remember the two conversations we listened to again in the same sales meeting yesterday. Two agents in our office had properties that came on the market last week.
Mm-hmm.
One held, interestingly, an open house during the middle of the week and got a remarkable showing. I mean, multiple people stopping by, which led to multiple offers, which led to the price going far above the list price. And then we had another one in Leesburg that pricing was kind of there on market, but ended up getting more than list price because, again, multiple offers. So I think buyer demand, regardless of where interest rates are right now, if you're in a situation where you need to, or importantly, you find value in the properties that you're looking at, many of these buyers are certainly willing to understand that the interest rates are probably going to make it a little bit more expensive, but because they see that value in these properties, they're willing to go ahead, pull the trigger, write offers, and pay above list price.
Yes, and they understand, like you said, it's all about the value. Stop paying rent and put that exact same money into investing into your own property.
Yeah, so true. So true.
So I think the bottom line is that whereas we are hearing a lot on the news about the mortgage interest rates affecting housing markets. You even have some people getting a little excited
and
talking
I hate
about
to say
market
it,
crash.
We always have to understand the agenda, right?
Yes, yes.
News.
And we talked about that a little bit because one part of me tells me that it's national. So they're just looking at the national statistics. We all know real estate is local. But I think the other one, I wonder, I don't know for this for a fact, but I just wonder if the media is not trying to get public opinion to kind of get the attention of the Federal Reserve to say,
an excellent point.
Stop hiking these rates. We've had enough.
Yeah.
We've had enough.
Yeah.
Please stop. And it's just more sensational.
Yeah, point made, right? We get it.
Yep.
Please help us.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So as always, we hope that you got something beneficial from your time with us this morning. And as always, too, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our website, homeestaterealty.com, and read the blog that we post each week.
Yes, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.